Good evening, good people, and welcome to another race in Speed Gaming Live Online 2023. I am Saracen, and we have a loser's bracket round 3 match, the last of round 3, between LuffyDV and notyoungme, the winner of whom gets to go up against Fryteeth. The loser is out of here. So we're looking at our SGLive online flags right now. We've got the Forced Black Belt, Forced Not a Black Belt Melee, and one Forced Mage. We will see recruitable wizards only throughout the seed, and we'll see how our runners adapt to this. These are true Black Belt flags if you haven't been watching the rest of the series. Our racers are off. Ice 2, not the greatest sweeper, and that is a white-locked fade, but Harm 4, not a bad pickup. Harm 4 on the red mage, good against the undead only. If they had a white mage, white wizard, that would be good, but that's going to be competing with fade, and those white casters are going to go straight for fade. Looks like we have a pretty decent run off the hard reset. That might make our overworld grind a little bit challenging. It looks like we have a faster encounter off the hard reset coming in for the dungeons, which is something that happens in this flag set. There's more dungeon encounters than overworld encounters, so you have to see what's there. Not a whole lot in the chests here, as notyoungme very quickly takes care of Garland. Luffy probably checking those chests just to see if we get anything monetary. We get a crown from the king and a bottle from Sarah, so one of those is actionable right now. We have a black shirt to start, so we don't really have a whole lot of options when it comes to damage types at the moment. Hopefully we see something good come up in Provoca for magic. notyoungme, already about halfway there. We see a white wizard. I think that's an immediate pickup when we finish this fight against the pirates. Now, whether you take that in the nun, replace the red mage, or the thief, I don't know, but we'll see how our runners choose to handle that. I think it's early enough in the seed that I'd probably take it in the nun slot. We get a ship from Bicky. Very helpful. notyoungme indeed takes that to the nun slot. Wow, that black magic was trash. Absolutely tragic. Cure 2, Harm 2. I mean, Cure 2 is alright. Our houses are very cheap, like 1980. That's how I think of it, you know, just what market, housing market it was. Okay, so there's the inn, hiding in a very inconvenient place. notyoungme probably going to go straight to the Canaria magic shop, get that fate. Oh, I don't know about that, buddy. Got to get that fade on that white wizard. How you got to take that white wizard and not actually get the spell for it? There we go. There we go. Luffy about to do the same. Luffy was checking out the armor shop as well, so maybe looking at getting some equipment on the characters early on just to make sure they're a little bit more survivable. Luffy choosing to replace the red mage entirely. It's an aggressive play that he has been doing quite a bit this turn. Level 3 nuke and fast. Super good magic there. A little overloaded. And I'm going to say Luffy's probably going to feel some regret when he finally checks that magic shop. Which is why he's not going to check that magic shop. Life 2 and Heal 3. Very good spells at level 3 white as well. That red mage would have been loaded at level 3. Luffy headed for the crown turn-in first. Makes sense. We've got Fade, which is really all the damage we should need here. And that's going to get us a canal. We may see some divergence on whether Luffy feels like doing Marsh after seeing this. It does open up some options. Notyoungme also headed over to Astos. Luffy does appear to be fading Marsh here. Alright, there's the pickup on the level 3 magic. We're going to check our level 4 magic for Luffy. Notyoungme walking up to the dwarves. Just to get these 2 chests, I suppose. Heal stick and 1100 gold. That's gold and more gold. Still no shop item. Alright, Notyoungme headed into Marsh. Luffy, by heading out, his only real option at this moment is to head over to Crescent Lake and see what the sages have, which is technically free. But this is a long jaunt, and if it is not a progression item that matters, it is tricky. I guess also the shop item could be in Crescent Lake, so that is a thing as well. It just can't be one of the intangibles, so it cannot be the canoe specifically. It also cannot be the ribbon or the bonk. Gargoyle's going to tease us one spot before the chest for the herb, which is a really convenient turn-in for this situation. No shop item in Crescent Lake. Cure 3 at level 6, which is alright. Temper at level 6. That's a little sad. And that is the ruby. Temporarily just some tuna right now. That is going to be 2 checks for Luffy. Notyoungme choosing to grab a couple extra checks in here just to make sure that he's got some gold to work with, moving on to the next area. So, nice thing for Notyoungme here is that herb is a very natural turn-in as we're headed back to the ship. And, you know, from there it's canal o'clock. Nice bit of gold coming out of there, and a ribbon in the Titan's tunnel. That's not the greatest thing to see this early, but it's a little helpful. Here's our herb turn-in on Notyoungme's side, which turns into the adamant, which, again, fairly natural routing on the way out. We can stop by dwarves, as we're sailing out of the inner sea.
Saracen, can you hear me?
Oh, hello, Ravioli.
Hey there. All right, got my mic working. Hey, I'm just going to jump in on comms for a little bit.
Well, fabulous. I haven't hung out with you in quite some time.
Right? So if you want to get me up to warp speed here.
So far, the only difference is that Luffy got the ruby out of Crescent Lake, and notyoungme grabbed the herb out of Marsh, and that has been our divergence. Beyond that, we have level 1 Fade, level 3 Nuke, level 3 Fast, level 3 Heal 3 for Red Mage, level 3 Life 2, that is Whitelock. The Fade is Whitelock at level 1. So pretty fantastic magic. Just kind of a mage split. You sort of want the white mage specifically. notyoungme going to take the long walk to get turned in the adamant rather than sailing up to the dwarf dock. And I missed what Sarda had. Oh, the crystal.
I believe it was Crystal, yeah.
I want to say thank you to Socket for tracking here. That adamant turns into the rod, so technically helpful. We do need to complete 2 dungeons that require dungeon items, so that's one that we can access. But it's not the end of the world if Luffy misses that, as long as he picks up the Oxyel Chime Cube.
There's a canoe. That's pretty nice.
Okay. That is a replaced thief. So we are very aggressive black magic party on Luffy's side. And he's going to have the levels for charges, but he's got to head back to Elf to get those spells. Oh, that's right. Luffy had replaced the red mage with the white wizards, so not as aggressive as I thought. Still very good. Unfortunately, basically level 1 and 2 black magic is bad.
Yeah, and I caught some danger on the high seas there. Shark or Sahag had a stone poison, I think.
That's
no fun.
An expensive problem.
Right?
Alright, so with that canoe coming out of the crystal, that gives us access to Ordeal's Ice. That's pretty much it. We still haven't seen our shop item, so that's going to be in one of the floater-locked areas.
Oh, that warp at level 6 is a shame. Yeah.
Little rough.
The old man Sage has the ruby, yep.
Luffy looking like he's headed towards ice.
That's what I was gonna say. Where do you go if you're running this? Yeah, ice or ordeal. It's about the same, you know. I like to ordeals myself, but 50-50, isn't it?
I think ordeals is the more natural play in some regards, because you kind of don't want to have to canoe all the way to ice. Pickles and Beer calling out the canoe in ice for the seed that we just completed. And GG Pickles for that win. I'm in the loser's bracket now, and I have to wait for like 5 matches before I find out who's gonna beat me.
Yeah.
Alright, so Luffy into ice. We'll see if any of the 5 spike tiles here pay out. And notyoungme just doing a little shopping, getting the tents up. Probably wishing there was more. Oh yes, there's softs. All right, we have unstoned the black belt.
And those softs weren't too expensive. It was like $350 a piece, you know. but they're not. They don't have a ton of money right now either. So yeah, you don't want to spend it all on softs.
Yeah. All right, notyoungme gonna pick up that ribbon incentive item here, as well as that crystal from Sarda. Luffy is going to check the very inconvenient spike tile because without warp, this is the only way to get to this chest. Bad tile, bad chest. Also a bad tile.
Yeah.
Gargoyles, no fun.
0 for 2. 0 for 2. What do we have here?
That's it hurts. That's the worst part.
Yeah, they punch hard and they don't give up that much. Yeah.
That's an opal
Oh,
-1
opal
bracelet.
bracelet. That's not bad. Oh, life 2. That's worth it.
I might actually consider the opal on the white wizard instead of the black belt at this point, just because life 2 is available, and we have a ribbon that makes it a very safe white wizard. It's a white shirt, which actually that blows my argument out of the water. Hey, water.
Oh no.
And a very dead white wizard. I feel like I have a knack for saying a word and then an item that's relevant pops up, because I said wizard and then the wizard stick showed up. Putting the ribbon onto the black belt now. Pinning all the hopes and dreams there, which wizards... Ugh. notyoungme dealing with a minor incident on the way up to Matoya to get that canoe.
Incident, yeah.
Gold +2. There's a TNT, so let's go fetch quest. That
are these incentives random location? I just can't quite remember this flag set, or is it loose? All loose.
Ice and marsh are random. Just ice and marsh.
Random. Okay.
So yeah, most of the locations are going to be their vanilla locations, but you know, ice and marsh are kind of fun to have as random, because with marsh it opens up the attic play. Like, is it upstairs? Who knows? And then with ice, it changes your routing a bit, and it changes the emphasis on how you go through the dungeon.
Yeah, and with no warp, and they don't have to do the second trip there. That was a pretty nice location for the incentive.
All right, so Luffy headed to turn in that TNT. notyoungme headed into ordeals. The divergence continues. It'll be convergence pretty soon, I think, unless this TNT turns into the floater. The katana that was picked up by Luffy will also be nice cash just to, move things along with this scene.
Oh, for sure.
That is a chime.
It is the chime. Well, all right.
Okay, that's probably not the sort of thing that Luffy's looking for right now, but it's still a something. But that does mean ordeals is the play. It will be floater or something that leads to it.
Yeah, and notyoungme found, I believe it was a trap tile with seafood party blizzard lobsters, and took a wipe.
Ooh.
But
blizzard lobsters is that's just nasty.
Yeah.
It's gonna make Luffy really regret not getting the herb to rod turn-in that notyoungme has handled. That was our marsh incentive item, was the herb.
Okay.
So notyoungme is through the maze. That's not a great bit of news to see on that Zombie D, but that does bring us up to level 9 on Not Young Me's side. That's definitely not a pack that I want to be dealing with, and we'll see how well it treats him. Healed 3
The
images.
big time waster. The big time waster.
Oh, the 9-pack with heal 3, the true enemy of this game. Mancats, always a fun enemy to deal with. They're resistant to most things, but they have really low MDef. But they are not resistant to time, so it turns out Zap very good against them.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we get Key, which is going to lead to Floater. That's a nice find. That's an Agama tile in a not great location.
Right. It's a risk reward. I mean, do you take it and avoid and hope for a not an off-step encounter? But it looks like he's gonna maybe take it here.
Yeah, that's a tricky proposition. If I remember right, we started with a black shirt as our caster item. I would probably be using that for the black belt. Oh, the Luffy gets ambushed by the seafood
Luffy
party platter.
finds the blizzard.
Oh, that is just gross. Not Young Me trying to set up this grind. We shall see how it plays out. Luffy through the maze. Gets a 3-pack and gets away from it right away. That's the best news. So, big challenge on Luffy's side if he chooses to take this grind is getting the black belt to have the offense to deal with this tile. Big problem for Not Young Me. Killing the thief. Like, thieves... Oh, I guess, you know what? I say it and the crit happens.
Wow.
It's totally fine. And Luffy is going to set up for it too.
Yeah. I was going to say you almost would take an off-step encounter and try to dance some of your party members that way too, but deep down is good news for Not Young Me. And black belt's at 14. That's going to help with the firepower.
I mean, realistically, if you have a black shirt as our starting caster item, that should be what the black belt does until it can actually punch. And I don't believe in a level 12 black belt. Like, it's not great.
Yeah.
I guess Not Young Me at about 15, 16 on that black belt is, punching all right. You get a crit, it does plenty of damage.
Yeah, Agama's like 230, less than 230. I think that's not too beefy.
Skin and bones. Just no fat. It's too hot. Turns out it just burns all the fat being a warm lizard.
That's right.
Not Young Me getting the swaps to make this danning process a little easier.
And I don't see a black shirt in Not Young's menu. I wonder, did he sell it earlier for money? I don't know.
I mean,
or maybe he just hasn't moved it.
I could just be misremembering. It usually defaults to being in the black belt's equipment.
Uh-huh. Well, both of our runners are down to the solo black belt grind, so we've got quite a good race here, huh?
Yeah, one advantage that Luffy has is he has Opal Bracelet, so there's a little bit more safety on the absorb side. You know, you're looking at 33 absorb from the bracelet and then +1 from the ribbon, so 34. That's better than you can get until you're a 34 black belt. We're going to be here a while, folks. If you have Agama facts, by all means. 21 and 22, respectively, on our black belts. So, yeah, they're going to be pretty much lockstep. The big difference here is just going to be when do they get their dungeon items, right?
And is this 2 orbs?
3 orb any. So
3 orb
volcano
any,
kind
okay.
of obvious.
Mm-hmm.
The follow-on of, you know, Earth, Sea, Sky. Well, we've seen blizzard lobsters that ambush. I think we're even if we get the Oxyel, maybe we just don't go there.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we just keep looking for that other item. Our runners are still pretty much lockstep. One thing that I am just curious to see is if we have enough heal potions on both of them to get through this grind. Seems pretty likely. You know, we're one-tapping these Agamas at this point, but, you know, you take a hit like that where you get 67 damage off of your black belt, it's a little concerning.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 30 heals on notyoungme's side and 70 some on Luffy's. We're fine. We're finishing out our grind here.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of items found and whatnot, I will say I think Luffy has a slight edge just because the ice item was so deep versus the earth item being like just in the attic. Like, you know, walking through earth with a 42 black belt at the helm is very different than walking in with a level 5 party. And
oh yeah, everything runs from you in earth.
I mean, you say that, and then it's like, ah, yes, there's all these max morale undead that just don't want to leave you alone.
That's true. That's true. Mummies are always the last ones to run for me anyway.
Yeah, they are one of the max morale undead, but you know, hopefully you just don't have to deal with them. It's just funny because even like the oozes will sometimes be pests. Like, please ooze. I'm 44. Just go away.
Oh, I know.
One thing I will say about this grind is, you know, we're looking at 5,400 experience per Agama on Luffy's side, and I didn't see if it was the same on notyoungme's side here. Let's see. Well, the screen moved too fast once it stopped stuttering. We'll see after this one. But the experience values are so low. Notyoungme actually getting a little bit more, so apparently had one more key item worth of experience. So, I mean, it's like a small difference, but it's present. It's 35 on Luffy's side, probably. Yep, there's 36 on notyoungme's. So the minor difference in experience here, it can be completely made up for in potion menuing.
I'm counting the key items. Nim has rod and adamant, and Luffy has TNT and chime, but I think they're equal. So they.
The herb as well on notyoungme's side.
Oh, the herb. Yes, I'm sorry. There it is. That's the difference.
I think that was like herb to adamant to rod or something like that. It was a little goofy.
But yeah, like you're saying, that 10% boost really isn't doing a tremendous benefit, but it's a benefit nonetheless, I suppose.
Yep. There is 40 on notyoungme. He's almost done here. And you know what's amazing? The lack of off-step encounters so far. Notyoungme choosing to bail it was either high 40 or low 41.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe play, honestly.
Yeah, you're likely
I saw
to get
the
that
off-step.
experience.
Yeah, and the off-step Medusas had squint, and there's always that chance.
Yeah.
Well, the risk reward was a reward today, so good news.
So notyoungme fairly confidently routing to the inner sea, which is probably the correct play here, but I mean, part of me is like, but what if it was ice? He hasn't seen ice yet. So that can be kind of tricky, but flush with cash. We're heading out of here. And he does remember that it was the key that he just got. There was a moment of, is he just going to walk out of here? Did he forget?
And lockpicking is off, right? So they had the key is hard required. Is that correct?
Correct. There is our floater in Canaria locked. The only advantage to having routed ordeals before ice is just that canoe time that notyoungme is going to save in terms of getting to ice. Being able to fly there is a bit faster with this hard run reset, or hard reset run. It's not that big of a deal, but... And also popping bottles here.
He's going right for Volcano.
Yeah. I respect that. It's right here. You have the opportunity. You may as well. Usually I like to fly straight to Gaia because it's a direct south line from the airship.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's one of my favorite moves.
So satisfying when you hit it just right. You land while you still were holding down. Yeah.
Yep. So our boss scaling is not too heavy, right? It's raised, but not too bad. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's mostly hit points. And, hit points are truly the scary part of bosses. If they live, they get turns. And if they get turns, they kill you, right?
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Oh, Luffy, forgetting to check the Gaia shop. There is a cube. So... that's going to be very helpful for Luffy. But when you gonna check the shop, buddy? You gotta check the item shop.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's going straight to Sky? Alright, buddy. So in terms of our locations, we still need the shop item, which can only be Gaia, the Desert Merchant, Underhill, or Onrack. We still have Waterfall. And yeah, but there's going to be a slab somewhere. One of those two locations will be a slab. One of those will lead to the loot, and one of those will lead to the Oxyale. There is no tail in this flag set, by the way.
Okay. I'll say on-rack vendor has the slab. Oh no, Gaia.
Gaia.
Oh no, Gaia has it. But I think slab has loot. That's my guess. But oh no, I hope the slab is nothing for Luffy's sake.
Always the hope, but we'll have to see. Pickles and Beer calling it out, just like I was thinking. If you don't have all your items and you go for the grind, man, is that a dangerous proposition. notyoungme flying over to translate that slab. Oh, we have the Cardia incentive as well. That hasn't been touched by either runner.
Okay.
So that leaves the bonk, the offense item bonk, because we don't know what it is yet. Yeah, Pickles, the grind is where I go to lose all memory of everything I've done in a seed. So, the fact that I kept it straight after our Red D grind, the game that we just finished, is amazing. I got some airs here getting in the way of Luffy. He's thinking the same way that I do, try to kill him if he can't run the first time, but airs are thick, it turns out. They always seem to roll up in anything where you don't want them to. Tybalt asking, is TFC still in play? No, TFC, there's nothing incentivized in any of our Fiend dungeons, so nothing can be in TFC that's of particular note. We basically never see the right side of Sea Shrine, and a lot of the times we just don't see Sea Shrine at all. We got Pillow Hands on Titan going for that black belt. Fast coming out just after the nick of time. Kaboom.
19 hits for 2,500 damage. That black belt is a beast.
A TFC is, I would say, a rite of passage in FFR. Oh, is he remembering? It looks like he's remembering.
Oh, nice.
All right, there's a slab for Luffy. What does he do to follow this up? I feel like you kind of want to do some combination of Cardia to translate to turn in, or translate to Cardia to turn in, and here we are.
Yeah, it's such a hike from Gaia to Oxyale.
It's the Oxyale. Well, we could theoretically not see a bunch of lobsters. Oh, we're going for it too. We are right here. Beelzebub in place of Lich. Goodbye, Beelzebub. That was a lot of damage. That's 2 orbs lit on notyoungme's side. And he's just got to figure out that chime from the TNT, or get the Oxyale from Cardia and move on.
Yeah, if he gets this slab turn in, that'll be the loot. And then if he goes to Cardia, Oxyale, he's in go mode.
Well, we still haven't seen Waterfall yet, so if Waterfall is loot, that's another...
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, Saracen, unfortunately, I do have to bounce. But thanks for letting me jump in for a little bit, and good luck to the runners, and it's nice chatting with you.
Nice to hang out with you too, Ravioli. Have a great night.
You do the same.
All right, there's Not Young Me getting the Oxyale. And Luffy with a relatively heroic run right up until these lobsters come and ambushed. Being very nice, only one blizzard so far. Well, yeah, there's number 2. But they are fadeable. They have under 120 hit points, and we get the FFR special nonetheless. Not Young Me turning in the slab now that that's translated on his end. That is the Saber Bonk, so we are resetting and heading to Waterfall, baby. That's a 5-pack of lobsters with all their blizzards, but we get a nuke off, and that nuke should clear them all up. This sea shrine is so sketchy. Wow, super thin Gershark Big Eye pack. Great experience to make sure that the mages have some HP behind them. Not Young Me gonna get that loot first between the 2 runners here. We have Scylla as our Fiend of Water today. Had Scylla as our Fiend of Water today. That was a big punch from a big black belt. The dreaded mummy tile in Waterfall. Mummies appear to not have anything of note, which is great. And there is the loot on Not Young Me's side. The big news. Alright, Not Young Me. Boogieing on out of here. I'm gonna hit up Sea Shrine immediately after this, I think. Because we have our Oxyale. That is our go mode on Not Young Me's side. Luffy has the Water Orb, but does still need to do Volcano. Very quick run through Volcano, but still needs to do it nonetheless. We've added an F to the loot. Double checking to find out that indeed we do not have Warp. That was an unfortunate level 6, I believe. Not Young Me in. Ambushes the danger. That thief is going to be a potential lifesaver on Not Young Me's side, just in terms of those dang lobsters. The crustiest of stations. Luffy out of Onrak. We done here. Doesn't even need to slab. Who slabs these days? He landed in the wrong spot, but I don't think I'm going to yell at him too much about it. We'll see how many encounters Not Young Me catches on this floor. Luffy had 4 or 5 of them, I think. But if they're on different parts of the encounter table due to a hard reset versus not, that's going to be a pretty significant difference, you'd think. Meanwhile, Luffy getting like 2 in a row while trying to navigate through all these damage tiles to avoid them. And occasionally just choosing to take regular tiles instead of damage tiles. And down goes Scylla on notyoungme's side. That is going to be notyoungme's 3rd orb. And with that, true go mode, we are headed to Toph. Luffy not far behind. So this could come down to execution speed. It could come down to luck if there's a wipe. It could come down to just needing fewer inputs, potentially. That is a stop coming out from Scylla, which hits the red mage. Or red wizard. The red guy, the one with the fast. Followed with a nuke, which is a reset on notyoungme's side. Maybe we look at the other side. Do we venture left? We do. There's a Beelzebub waiting there. That's a much safer encounter. Alright, and Echidna as our follow-up. Sept does come out and hits the black wizard, but it doesn't really matter. notyoungme going to be the first to get to our alt final boss. We have Titan on Luffy's side, but it's probably not going to last very long. That is a double dragon. So that's a carry 2 and a Tia 2. With a thunder coming out after the fast has gone out, but the black belt attacked in the wrong order. Goodbye, Thief. We're getting a heal 3 coming out to keep everybody topped off. That black belt is at remarkably low hit points. And Luffy squeaks it out all of a sudden. That is an official racetime.gg time of 47:03 on Luffy's side. notyoungme just behind with a 47:16. Get your GGs out. Hoy. What a finish here. So we'll see if they want to hop on in, chat a little bit. We're joined by a floof. GG, man.
Wow, that was some final right there. That was some Topher.
Right. And there's notyoungme as well. GG.
Hey, thanks, GG to Luffy.
Yeah, GG's notyoungme. That was quite an ending.
Oh boy. I mean, normally in Topher, I'm like, let's just go as fast as possible, but I'm like, there was enough in that seed where I'm like, you could have got wiped out by wolves a bunch of times, so I'm like, I'm doing heal 3 strats, which I never do. And I'm like, oh, that's certainly cost me. But that's at the far, so good.
Yeah, GG's for sure.
Yeah, and even just that unfortunate wipe you had your first dive against Scylla in Topher, notyoungme. That was enough right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Had the fast go out, right? That changes things, but oh
well. You two had interesting route divergence this seed.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So, Luffy, your early ice and fading of marsh meant that you didn't get the adamant or the herb to adamant to rod that notyoungme got.
Mhm.
So you ended up having both pieces of the sky puzzle, and Not
Yeah.
Youngme had the earth piece. And then you converged all of the sudden at the Agama tile, and you were within a level of each other for the entire grind.
That's hilarious. I was wondering where he got his levels, and like that Agamo is right there. I just gotten the key, and I'm like, oh cool, I can check Northwest Castle and see what the spike tile is there, because there's a ridiculously long run from Canaria to Provoca off the hard reset, so this is not happening on the overworld. And then the Agamo is right there. I'm like, oh, okay, spicy.
Yeah, I've gotten burned one too many times by not taking the grind in front of you, and I'm just like,
Yep.
I'm doing this. 5,600 a pop.
Yep,
Let's
that was
go.
about what I was getting to.
Yeah, it didn't feel good. It felt
No.
extremely slow.
It sure
but
did.
I could at least turn my mind off, and it was so early in the match to kind of settle the nerves. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do this.
Yep.
So, yeah, there were a couple of moments where I think the nerves showed just in like little moments of like it looked like you were going to walk away from Canaria without going into the castle, Not Youngme. And then you like saved, and then you turned around and you went in, and I was like, okay, good. Luffy, you skillfully dodged the Gaia item shop, and then you came back a little bit later, and then Not Youngme found out that the Lefenians had like a saber bonk or something. It was
Right. Yeah.
it was a reset. That's what they had, was a reset. So
yeah, I remembered as I was going up through Sky. I was like, okay, what do I have left? I'm looking at my tracker. I'm like, oh, I didn't check the Gaia item shop. Do not forget to go back there and do that. And I just said it to myself like the whole climb up to not forget.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 16 seconds is like, against LuffyDV, you take that all day long. But it's like one of those things like I clearly know a lot of things that I was like, oh gosh, like I went up to get the heal staff and ended up getting nuked out of that by, I don't know, Germs or whatever. I don't know. It's like little things like that. You're just thinking back and you're just like, oh gosh, not going to check the slab first, just trying to check, waterfall. But it is what it is, and it was still fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. GG's. It was. I'm gonna watch this one back for sure. I thought we did quite like a lot of the same in the early game, but I did fade Marsh, and I was not gonna fade Ice because every time I fade Ice, it burns me. So that wasn't happening this time.
Yeah, I was thinking, maybe you faded the Agamas and then found turned the key in and then checked the tiles there. And there's the eye. And the whole time I'm thinking, the eye's there. He's having fun. They're making fun of chat.
Wow. Well, yeah. We were definitely thinking a lot of the same thing for sure.
Sarah said, I know you mentioned like how I went south just literally one step. And I remember thinking, I was like, I bet you that scared the crap out of everyone that's watching this. No, I do. I remember that. I was like, because it's not that I forgot, I just kind of forgot where I was. And I'm going to make one excuse because I made it last time. I legit am having like computer issues and like lag issues. I don't know if my sound was on or not, but you can hear it kind of lagging. And so like my whole inputs have just been off this whole tournament. So again, this is what I'm doing. I'm making excuses.
Yeah.
If your inputs were off, it doesn't show, man. That was a heck of a race.
I do know that feel though, because if I'm streaming for a race, I'm getting screen tearing issues on my emulator. So like I 100% get it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like everything else, it's just not how you practice. So it's just like everything just feels weird. You're concerned about not saving correctly. And so, but whatever, it is what it is. And still fun race.
So I do have to ask, because this was a piece of drama on my end. So you get the Oxyale, and you both had seen the lobsters.
Yep.
How concerned?
Very. But I figured, Nuke and Fade, maybe it'll be okay to get through. I had Wood Ribbon, the black belt was online by them. Maybe they would run every now and again. I didn't like it, but I wasn't digging out the rod, and I'm saying, this is what I got, this is what I'm doing. And I mean, I think I saw a little bit of the restream at the end. You had a much safer time through there than I did. My God.
Yes. Yeah. So here's the way I look at it. I would say I'm a decent racer, but I'm not the Luffy and the Chanigan and the Saracens of the world. So I actually love a really tough speed and seeing stuff like that because if I just get a little lucky, and my opponent, doesn't have as great as luck, that gives me obviously, kind of an advantage there. So I love seeing that. Kind of not hoping for you to wipe out Luffy. I would never. I would never do that. But it helps to handicap the race a little bit.
I think there's a part of us, like, in this community that all like little trash fires like that because it makes us feel a little bit better. So I totally get it.
I mean, was it the Gurms or the Gurwurvs wolves that had Nuke? Can't remember. I don't know if
I
you saw
missed
that.
it entirely. So
full disclosure, I missed it too. I did not see
yeah.
that. So Godspeed, my friend.
I got blasted twice.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Marsh Cave. No, thank you.
well, with this match, Luffy, you are headed on to the straight out of the frying pan and into the fire. You're going up against Fry Teeth.
Yeah, no pun intended. Jeez, come on. What is this tournament, man? What is this losers bracket? Like, this is crazy.
If it makes you feel better, I'm going to be at the end of this losers bracket now because Pickles beat me.
I turned it off with I don't know, to focus on my race when you guys were at 35 minutes. So GG's, man.
It happens, and I said it was expected. Here we are. So yeah, Fry Teeth, and if you beat Fry Teeth, winner of that match goes up against Odron, and we converge from there. So yeah, thoughts on that matchup?
I mean, Fry Teeth and I have raced several times, and it can go either way. He is fantastic. I mean, spring tournament finalist a couple years ago. He just very consistent. Him and Phoenix were mine and Shoom's co-op opponents in summer co-op, so I know the quality of runner he is. I don't like that I have to race him next, but I mean, if you want to win, you're going to have to go through, spicy people like you and notyoungme and Fry Teeth and, Chanigan. I mean, this whole community is just full of great racers that we're all very competitive. So, I mean, I just take it the way it is. We'll hopefully get that scheduled soon, and we'll just rock out and see what happens.
notyoungme. With this loss, it is the exit from the tournament, but final thoughts on the tournament at large?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you to everyone that's putting this tournament on, SGLive for hosting it, and entire community, people like you doing comms. So everyone does a fantastic job. I always look forward to this. So big thanks to everyone. It sucks getting bounced out, but if you get bounced out by, someone like Luffy, you don't feel as bad.
Yeah, it's probably a little awkward being in the booth with the people who bounced you, right?
Oh yeah,
both of us.
Yeah, what am I doing being nice to you guys? You guys are.
Look, at least we do it right, though. We train you guys. We play the Duckwing program. Saracen and I try to do the best I can to show you guys how to beat us. And every now and again, the old vets still get a little lucky.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just that old man jujitsu. You got to be a little bit wily, right?
Yeah,
and that's where we came in, apparently.
Yeah, get off my yard.
Hold on, my name is literally notyoungme. I am just as old as you guys, right?
Oh man, fair.
Well, thanks again, and GG's, and best of luck in the rest of the tournament, Luffy.
Thank you. GG's to you too.
Thanks.
All right. Well, I think we pretty much covered anything. But did either of you have any final thoughts before we give the channel back?
One last thing. I have not watched your race from earlier. I'm glad you don't have any spoilers, so I'm gonna go watch that shortly. So I'm hoping you got the dub. No spoilers. I'm not even gonna check chat, but I'm rooting for you. So I'll go watch your match right after this.
Luffy?
We said quite a bit here. Just one more thank you to notyoungme for an amazing race. Thank you to Saracen and ADR for the restream, Soccer for tracking. I think I saw Ravioli's name up there too. If he was still around, thank you, Ravioli. Appreciate you guys. Chat for everybody. And Fry Teeth, I'm coming for you, buddy. Not really, but maybe.
All right. Well, as has been said, thank you to ADR for the restream, Socket for the tracking, Ravioli for jumping in for a bit of comms in the middle of that. Thank you to both of our racers for putting on a fantastic show. And chat, I hope you had a good time. I had a good time. we'll see you for the next races as they come up. I don't think we have anything tonight. Last thing I saw is that our next race on the schedule for realsies is Wednesday evening, as we're going to get Phoenix versus Jesus the Frog. That's on the other side of this lower bracket. And winner of that match will be going up against Kumo. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Mhm.
This bracket remains spicy. So with that, thank you all. Have a fabulous evening.
GG's again.